Hello, and welcome to my YouTube video. I honestly was not going to film a YouTube video this week because I was doing nothing and I had nothing to do, nothing to film, and then I got this idea this morning, and I was like, I guess I'll do that. Basically, what inspired me to do this video is I've been thinking about it, and over the past couple of weeks, I've been working really hard on trying to incorporate new things to do in my routines, and I've gotten to a point where I've been doing it really consistently, to the point where I see a huge difference in the way I was living to the way I am living now, and it's drastically improved for me. So I was like, okay, let me make a video about the things that I've been incorporating, and maybe other people can do it too. Or something sappy like that. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna get into it, I guess. I will say one thing though. One, I'm not a licensed therapist, okay? This is just stuff that has helped me. I don't really know what I'm talking about, if I'm being completely honest. I'm just kind of sharing my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And also two, I've been, also one of the things I've been trying to do is say the word like less, because I've noticed that I say like in a lot of my videos, and I'm trying not to use it, so if I pause after I say it, that's why. The second thing was, I guess if you really want these things to work, and if you really want to incorporate them in your life, you have to be consistent with it. Because again, if you try, I've been trying to do a lot of these things for honestly years now. And I could never get into it as much because I wasn't being consistent with it and really incorporating it into my routine. And I would just do it once every blue moon or whatever. But I'd say the main thing to take from this video is consistency and starting off small. Obviously you can't do all these things in one take, and you might already be doing these things. I don't know you. Anyways, the first one I put down is journaling. Journaling. I've been journaling since I was in middle school, and then I took kind of a break, and I've been doing it a lot more recently, and I love it. I love it so much. You can journal about anything. Anything. I really like to journal about my dreams. I like doing that. Just journaling about your emotions or things that are just really on your mind that you can't get over or whatever. And I find one thing I do a lot is I overthink situations that really don't need to be thought of that much. And whenever I write them down, it just makes it so much more simpler. And I'm realizing that I'm being super dramatic and that I'm making something so much bigger than it actually is, and it really doesn't even matter. And then when I write it down, it's seeing it in words and seeing how simple it is. It's such a simple solution to a problem that you've been having. That, and just also another thing about journaling, I love writing down goals that I have and writing down things that I want to do or that I want to incorporate. So when it comes to the rest of these things I'm going to list, it's incorporating that into journaling and being able to write down things that you want to do, in your daily routine, or just things in general that you want to do or that you want to kind of include yourself in. If you want to start a new hobby, or if you want to learn something, or if you want to read a book or something, things like that, just writing it down and seeing the goals that you have and things that you want to incorporate in your life helps so much more. Which brings me to my next point, which is daily affirmations. I love daily affirmations. You can have a daily affirmation about anything. It can be about anything. My daily affirmations, actually, let me get my journal real quick. I just started doing these to the point where I was writing them down, and a lot of my affirmations have to do with my anxiety. So for example, I used to have a really big problem with spending money, especially spending money that I didn't account that I would be spending. So let's say I have a really unexpected, car problem, and I would stress out because I didn't calculate how much money I would have beforehand. It's a problem. But one of my daily affirmations is that I have all the money for everything I could ever possibly need or want. And that's one of my affirmations. And I tell myself that every morning in my head, but also in my mirror over there. I'll go to the mirror, I'll look myself dead in the eye, and I'll say, I have all the money for everything I could ever possibly need or want. And if you say those affirmations every day to yourself, you will begin to believe them, and they will begin to reflect into your reality. And it's like, I'm still working on a lot of these, but I'm a lot more comfortable with spending money now than I was like 3 months ago. 100%. 100%. And again, you can do this for anything. Like another one I have is I have nothing to worry about. Because that's again with my anxiety. I feel like my brain likes to come up with all these fake scenarios and things that could or may happen, when in reality I really have nothing to worry about. Because after all those things that I worried about before, looking at it now, I never had anything to worry about. Everything, again, another one, everything is always working in my favor. That's also an affirmation I use. And you could use for anything, honestly. One that I also have is it's a goal of mine is to work on my confidence and be like the most confident person I can be. So one of the newer ones I started introducing is I'm the most confident person in every room I walk into. And I tell myself that, and I look myself in the eye and I tell myself that, because I am. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm trying to say here? Next on my list is meditating. Okay, meditating is one of those harder ones. It's definitely something you have to practice with, and it's also something you have to be patient with. And you also have to realize when you do meditate, your mind's not instantly going to be clear, especially if you're first starting to meditate. It's not going to be easy. It's not. But then eventually, if you get used to putting time aside to work on just sitting there and just breathing and just listening to your body and listening to your surroundings and just working on clearing your mind, you're gonna get the hang of it. But again, when I first started meditating, my mind would go everywhere. But it's like, you can't control that. You just have to notice it and let the thought be in your brain and notice it and then go past it. Another thought comes by. You notice the thought and then it goes by. Because that's how thoughts work. They kind of pass through your brain like that. But the thing is, a lot of us tend to notice the thought and dwell on it and overthink it and worry about it. Well, you don't have to do that. You can just notice it and say, hey, I'm thinking about, this project I have to do or something. I don't know. I'm not in school. I don't have any projects. But you know what I'm saying. Another thing I wrote down was routines. So when it comes to like meditating or daily affirmations or journaling, incorporating it in your routine is something that I've done, and it'll hold you accountable to actually do these things. Like when it comes to journaling, I always journal my dreams after I wake up. That's a part of my routine. I always meditate for at least like 5 minutes. It's a part of my routine. And then after I meditate, and I also like to stretch a little bit, I'll go in the mirror and I'll do my daily affirmations. And those just become a part of my routine to the point where it becomes a habit, and it's just second nature now. And I just do this. And one thing about routines is my routine months ago is I would wake up and immediately go on my phone and I would scroll on TikTok for like half an hour. And then I would like get up and get on with my day. And the problem with this for anybody, not just for me, is that consuming that much information that early on in the day is so chaotic, and like you're just ingesting all this. Most of it is useful information too, so your mind's like already going way too fast. You really need to start your mornings off slow, and I think that is definitely one of the biggest things. Like I won't touch my phone for at least half an hour, I would say. And if I do, it's usually just checking notifications and stuff. But the other thing was stretching and yoga. I think being able to be flexible and being able to just care for your body is super important. And that also leads me to like exercising or just moving your body. Like you don't have to exercise. I really like exercising and pushing myself that way because it's a great stress reliever, and it's a great way to like get out of your head, because it forces you to kind of pay attention to what your body's doing and how much pain you're inflicting on yourself. In a good way, I guess. No, it's in a good way, but it does force you to get out of your head and to focus on what you're doing and that mind-body connection kind of thing. Which also brings me to my next point, which is being in the present moment. One thing about anxiety as well is it likes to take you into the future and the past multiple times, and it makes life so hard and so stressful and so, like, too much is going on. And then I've noticed if you like right now, if you just notice what you're doing right now in this present moment, like for example me, I'm literally sitting in my chair talking to a camera, I'm looking outside, it's beautiful out, there's wind going through the trees, I'm listening to my fan because it's really hot, and I'm just sitting in my room. It's silent, like there's nothing going on. It's so peaceful. And that's the thing, like, being in the present moment is so easy. Majority of the time. I mean, obviously, if you're doing something like, you know, a bit more chaotic than just sitting in your room, it's still a lot more simpler than thinking about what could happen or what did happen or blah blah blah. And doing things like meditating and stretching and journaling are things that help you be in the present moment. So it all kind of correlates together and, you know, works its magic and stuff. That was annoying. My next one actually I got from my book that I'm reading, this one that I was talking about. It's to think like a child. To put yourself in the mental state of a child. And by this, what I mean is, like, in the book it talks about how we've become so used to seeing things on a daily basis that it doesn't catch our interest anymore. For example, like, if I look outside and if I was a child and I've never seen trees before, or I've never seen clouds before, and if I look outside, I would be in such awe of, like, you know, these white, puffy, cloudy things in the sky and the pretty sun shining on the trees. But because I see this every single day, I've become kind of used to it, and it's just kind of dull at this point. But the thing is, you can change your perspective about that. You can change how you think about, you know, your everyday life and the things that you see by just being able to notice the little things like that and being like, wow, like, the trees look really pretty and the wind's blowing through them and it's like glistening in the sunlight and it looks really pretty. And taking the time to notice those small things is really exhilarating, and it makes life look so much more beautiful. And I think we make life to be like such a simple thing. Like, oh, I just get in my car and I drive to work and whatever and whatever. That's like, if you get in your car that you're able to afford, and you can drive to your job, like, you have a job where you get to make money and you have friends there at your job and you get to meet people and you get to serve customers and stuff like that. Like, just not taking life for granted and just taking time to, like, just stop and just notice things and just appreciate things and be grateful for things that a lot of people don't have. It's the simple stuff that you have to be grateful for too, like being able to eat 3 meals a day with no problems, no worries, being able to see your parents, see your siblings, being able to watch this video, like, be on the internet is a privilege, 100%. Or just being able to not do anything. Just having the time to not do anything. That's really nice. To just not have to be anywhere, not have to do anything. Lovely. Lovely. I think the last thing I'm gonna say, yeah, I said most of the stuff. Yeah, I said all of it. It's just trusting. Just trusting that everything's gonna be okay. And once, that's also like a daily affirmation. I think I already said that. But once you get that in your head and you realize that everything is going to work out no matter the situation, and just because the situation may seem like everything is going negatively and everything's going horribly, it's all happening for a reason. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that everything happens for a reason, and I believe that everything is happening for me. So in that sense, when I live my life and I go through things, I know that it's happening for me. And it just makes it so much happier and so much nicer, and it's just peaceful and it's relaxing and it's enjoyable. So, oh my gosh, I don't think I've talked this much straight in a long time. Like, my throat hurts. My throat actually hurts. But yeah, that's just all I wanted to talk about. Yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully like you took something out of it. Even if you took one of these points, I would be happy with it, honestly, because these things really have changed the way I live my life tremendously. And I've only just started doing a couple of these things too. So, you know, to see in how many months how much more changed my routine's gonna be, we'll see. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned something, and I hope you, I don't know, like the video. I don't know, like and subscribe. You don't have to. I don't care. I don't care. But I do hope that you did, I don't know, something clicked for you in this video or something. I don't know. I'm rambling. Anyways, I'm gonna end it here, but I'll hopefully see you next week as well. So have a good day, have a good night, have a good life. You know. Bye!